Yeah, it's like I can't stop falling. I woke up in a cold sweat, tossing turning in my damn sleep. Feel like I keep falling and I got nobody to catch me. Feel like I lose everything I gain, it's like I can't have a damn thing. I could be way more cocky than I am, but I'm humble, that's why they can't stand me. I know I could do anything I put my mind to in the levels I can't reach. I know I'm so destined for success, it gets to the point that it literally scares me. Cause I know that I'm great what I'm capable of, and a legacy I can't leave. The heart of a lion, the eye of the tiger, they know that that's something they can't be. I ran over like a stampede, was hoping that I wouldn't carry on. I'm a hero, I gotta shake it off. Ain't talking about Mariah Carey songs. Just because you getting bread don't mean you obligated to put the family on. Just pray the day I make it big come before the day both of my grannies gone. Pull myself up with the bootstraps to the top, I had no ladder. Fighting with everything I got, trying to get a little break like a bone fracture. You not doing what you love till the day you're gone, then it really won't matter. Throwing stones in a glass house, you better hope that it don't shatter.
Me, it's haunting. It scares me to know that I'll never stop falling. I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling. With no one to catch me, it's haunting. It scares me to know that I'll never stop falling. I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling.
Yeah. You can see me fall 100 times every time I'll get up, and I bet that. Always expect to bounce back anytime you see me have a setback. Even if you wanted to see me fail, you can't do nothing but respect that. I'm on the grind, I can see the money, got my fingers on it like a tech deck. I got the W, no GCI, transformed, I'm on it, meets the eye. I took the dream, manifested it, then I brought it to life like CGI. At some point I had to realize, it's only myself, me and I see the target when I'm locked on, no escaping me, it's like eagle eye. At this point I don't got shit to prove, cause people already know I'm nice. I've been a problem, and just know anybody can get it like open mic. Left a nigga hanging, now they wonder why my heart cold like Overweiss. Just know when I say I got a ghost, I ain't talking about a poltergeist. You can't be part of my environment if you ain't trying to help me plant trees. Always keep your eyes open, cause game is what you can't see. Every day I went to roll the dice, and every time I went all in. Ballin' like Spalding, now I can't stop falling.
Catch me, it's haunting. It scares me to know that I'll never stop falling. I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling. It's haunting. It scares me to know that I'll never stop falling. I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling.
The neuropathy with
Gotcha. Gotcha. I am. We are us. I'm gonna say I didn't know I was live, right? Um, I'm not gonna say that, but I didn't. I didn't realize I was supposed to be live. Yeah, I am late. I am way late today, and I'm gonna go into immediately why I am late. Greetings and salutations, everybody, who were watching me be live while I was like messing around with my phone, and I didn't know that the live had started yet. But welcome. Tonight is Thursday, October the 24th, I believe, and it is 10:12 Central Standard Time, 11:12 Eastern Time, and I am TNathan, your host, and you know you must be listening to Conversations with TNathan. Greetings and salutations. Greetings and salutations. How's everybody doing? It's partially your fault, but it's also because I made a video. I made a video on what we were talking about, Petra. It's on my backup page. It's on this page. It's on this page. I just dropped a video on this page, talking about the latest news from Elon, that Elon Musk has been up to, and I'm going to also read you an excerpt from this Wall Street Journal report on Elon Musk. Wall Street Journal report on Elon Musk, and the name of the article, they're talking about Elon Musk is involved in secret conversations with Vladimir Putin. Yeah, Elon Musk's secret conversations with Vladimir Putin. Um, I'm gonna tell you this. I've read excerpts from the article. It dropped about 2 hours ago, and I was reading some excerpts from it. Then I was talking about something else, but the excerpts alone are enough. This is this. I would ask why you're late, but I'm part of the reason. Yes, y'all are part of the reason. Plus, like I said, I stayed there longer than I intended to. Plus, I wasn't going to go live until I dropped the video on Elon Musk on this page. I dropped it on this page because I just dropped another video on my main page concerning black man's black man's wanting to negotiate over child support to barter for their support of Kamala Harris. That's a thing. Believe it or not, that's a thing. You sent the text. Republicans are flipping out. Republicans are flipping out. Their stance is Elon should have zero contact with Putin. And that's true. X model claims Trump. Yeah, I know. I got. Do you see the video? I haven't seen the video yet, Petra. I keep seeing people talk about that video, but I haven't seen that video posted yet. And I'm not going to talk about it until I see the video post. So that's why you find it, and then I'll talk about it because I haven't been able to talk about it. What's up, Angry? Hey, y'all. Y'all say hello to Angry. Y'all make sure y'all say hello to Angry. He keeps even though I'm a bad attendee at meetings, Angry. They are the reason that the station is up and running. I just monopolize it. They make sure it runs. Okay, but and y'all give Angry Apollo because if y'all need some technical questions answered, that's who y'all need to ask. Y'all need to flood his inbox. He loves to have his inbox flooded with hyper technical questions. He just has all the time in the world to deal with it. And make sure you tell him I sent you. Now, let's talk about what Putin, this article that we're talking about that just dropped. Just dropped. This is just dropped. So it's still breaking news. You can go watch the video I just uploaded on my backup TikTok page. I'm going to post the video onto X shortly. after this after this we're going to post it on X and it probably won't get any views, but let's talk about it. So this is the excerpt from the article and I want you to pay special attention and see if some things start to make sense to you now. What's up, Cam? At one point, Putin asked the billionaire in reference is the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, to avoid activating his Starlink satellite internet service over Taiwan as a favor to Chinese leader Xi Jinping, said two people briefed on the request. Now, understand, these are supposed to be secret. I, I mean, the idea that he's having secret backroom chats with Putin is amazing to me. But understand, Putin is asking this of Elon Musk allegedly on behalf of Xi Jinping, which it wouldn't make any sense for Putin to be asking this without some kind of favor, quid pro quo, with Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping is the leader of China. Okay? He's the leader of China. Taiwan. China wants to invade Taiwan. China has been wanting to invade Taiwan. China wants to suppress all freedom of speech in Taiwan. And Putin is um, asked Elon Musk to not activate the Starlink satellite internet service over Taiwan because nobody would have any control over that except Elon Musk and there. So that's problematic in and of itself. Now think about before we get into it, I want you to understand the rest of it. Elon Musk has emerged this year as a critical supporter of Donald Trump in this election cycle, right? And could find a role in Trump's administration should Trump win. While the U.S. and its allies have isolated Vladimir Putin in recent years, Musk's dialogue could signal a re-engagement with the Russian leader and reinforce Trump's expressed desire to cut a deal over major fault lines, such as the war in Ukraine. You all understand that the person that controls the internet service over Ukraine and its access to the rest of the world that could be flipped with one switch is Elon Musk. Understand, Elon Musk is an immigrant. He immigrated to this country from South Africa. He is a U.S. citizen now through naturalization. And he runs companies like SpaceX that controls Starlight Link and other sensible. But Elon Musk has billions of dollars of contracts with government issue entities, military entities. Musk has forged deep business ties in the United States with the military and its intelligence agencies, giving him unique visibility into some of America's most sensitive space program secrets. Understand that SpaceX just recently won, well, in 2021, excuse me. In 2021, SpaceX won a $1.8 billion classified contract. Not just SpaceX already has a deal with NASA in place. This was a $1.8 billion secret contract. It's classified. The whole contract is classified. Think about that for a moment. The whole contract is classified. And it's a primary, from what we can gauge that is known about it at the time, it is primary rocket launcher for the Pentagon and NASA. Understand this. Musk has security clearance that allows him to access certain classified information with the military and the intelligence agencies of the United States. That's the person you all want having secret conversations with Putin. There's a petition to is that what you just sent me, Petra? I hope you didn't send me anything on YouTube talking about the same thing I'm talking about and not do it better. Um, just send me. It better not be anything I talk about better. Oh, I'll look at that later. But that's just her talking about it, right? No, there says there's supposed to be a video of her actually, of the young girl actually, and I just want to see it to see if that's true. I want to know if that's true, not the video of her talking about it. They say there's a video of him doing something at a fundraiser to one of the fundraisers' daughter. That's the video we need to find is actually if it's in circulation. That's the video. And I hate to say it, but it's not going to move the needle anyway. That's the video I want to see. And for y'all who are listening to me talk to Petra, I'm talking about the video. There's supposed to be a video coming out of Donald Trump groping one of the donors' daughters at a fundraiser. And before I talk about it, I need to make sure that video is true and not just hearsay. Um, I seen the one with what's her name, Kate, the one that Kate is talking about her experiences with Trump and Epstein, and like I say, I seen that, but I want to get, you know me, I'm going to show up with the facts. I'm not going to just show up what other people say. I'm going to make sure I know the video exists and not just hearsay. Let me get back to Elon Musk for a minute, and then we're going to get into what this means with Donald Trump. Nothing. But this is what I want to know. And this is the question I posed in my video. What do you think about it? Because do you think, as much as the Republican Party is the party of law and order, and the fact that Elon Musk has access to state secrets, and plus, he didn't announce $1 million winner today for his $1 million giveaway for people registering to vote in North Carolina. Um, how are you this late? You are like 22 minutes late. I cannot believe you're this late. I can't believe it. Can y'all believe it? Can y'all believe how early I was for Olivia to be this late tonight? Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. Oh, I am shocked, appalled even. I'm just shocked because I have never been that late, Olivia. Never, never, never. Okay, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Now, anybody who disagrees with me, um, y'all need to show proof. Anyway, getting getting back to Elon Musk, what do y'all think? Especially Angry, because Angry works in tech. Angry understands tech. Do you understand that there's no reason that Elon Musk should be having secret private conversations with Vladimir Putin? There is no reason that the Vladimir Putin should be asking Elon Musk on behalf of Xi Jinping to turn off, basically to not activate their Starlight service over Taiwan. You was 10 minutes late because you was in. And Don's late. Don's late too. Yeah, comparatively speaking, and it wasn't because I was in Cowgirls Live that I'm late. I'm late because I made a whole video on what I'm talking about. It doesn't take me long to make videos, but it did run. Didn't help that I left Cowgirls Live at like nine. I left Cowgirls Live at like 9:50. I made a video and posted it in that time. Um, I already got the box, iBox, if live roach. So yeah, don't worry about it. I'm X-raying everything that comes my way. But what do you all think? Seriously, what do you all think about the revelation that Elon Musk is having private conversations with Vladimir Putin? Uh, I am not touching that one with a 5 foot pole, Chief of Security. I'm gonna leave that one alone. There's just too many jokes in there, and I'm not sure I even like all of them that I can come up with. And what do you think? Unless they plan on doing something illegal, there's no reason for Elon to have any kind of right. Not with security clearances of that intense level to right. He should not have in direct contact with Putin, and he shouldn't have direct contact. And this is what gets me. Understand, Jason Lake too. Understand that Elon Musk produces Teslas in China. Think about this. He produces Teslas in China. He has a $50 billion investment in China. So my thing is that I have a problem with this. Why is Vladimir Putin running interference for Xi Jinping to ask Elon Musk to not turn on the Starlight internet service over Taiwan? Things to make you go, and then knowing the history of the Sino-Russo war and their geopolitical rivalries, this doesn't bode well. And I'm Rican. I'm never on time. I show up, get the burrito, and run. Shut up, Jason. Are you talking about the turning point video where he pulled the girl to him? I said, nope, nope. This is a younger girl. This is a young. This is not. This is not a. This is a younger girl. Um, yeah, this is a younger girl. This is supposed to be new. Yeah, that's why I say I want to see it before I talk about it. I want to know it exists. I don't have to see it. I just have to actually steal images from it because I don't want to see Donald Trump groping a young girl. I don't want to see it, but I need to know it is true and accurate before I can weigh in on it. How did he get the rights to the Starlight that the government should have? Listen, ambitious. Great question because Elon produced it. Elon sounds like a hack is going to happen soon. We'll see if the news in a few days or weeks. Right. This is the thing about it, right? People don't realize that NASA abdicated low Earth and moon exploration to private companies. NASA is not running. They running the International Space Station, but NASA decommissioned and got rid of the space shuttle program. And at the time when they did that, they said until they were going to rely on private industry to get their astronauts back and forth and other countries that was still up, and NASA was going to concentrate on Mars and beyond. Who did this sound like a good idea to? Who, I remember hearing this, and I was like, we're going to leave our astronauts at the mercy of other countries or private ownership like SpaceX and Virgin. What is Virgin? What is the Virgin Air is Blue? Their program is what? What is the name of their program? And then you got Jeff Bezos and his dick shaped rocket that also that is yours. So these three companies, Richard Branson, Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk, are in control of low Earth orbit, and with other countries that still kept their space program for low Earth orbit. United States abdicated theirs to private industry because they always talking, they always talking about building hotels in space. So they're gonna let private industry take the lead on that, and they're gonna focus on getting to Mars. Like it wouldn't be a great idea to build your jump off point on the moon because of low gravity, 1/6 the gravity, and you could get not spend so much energy on escape velocity. I know I'm getting blurtish for just a moment, but it has a point that you wouldn't use so much energy for escape velocity from a base on the moon, which you could actually use to build and refine space systems to shoot out further into space because you understand escape velocity is what takes so much rocket power to escape the Earth's orbit to go to the moon or even high Earth orbit. You have to overcome the Earth's gravitational pull. With the moon, you would have 1/6 of that. No, I'm through. I'm through. I'm sorry. Not me. If we lose all phone service, we will have to count on Elon. My phone has been going into SOS mode a lot lately. Well, what do you have? Well, the Starlight, don't get me wrong, the Starlink, I'm sorry, did I call it the Starlight? The Starlink system is Elon Musk is holding other governments hostage, like Ukraine. You remember at first he was going to allow them to use it. Then he was like, I need to get paid more. Then the United States did pay more, and then he still was hesitant about unleashing, using Starlink technology and ground read to use against the Russians. So I'm not reading anything Olivia's saying because I know it's not on point, so I'm not going to even read it. She's trying to distract me. I think, Olivia, are you a Russian bot? Speaking of gravity, if I push my boss off a room, I think. See, that's why I don't read Olivia's things, right? Because you know she's listening. You know. Hello, grandmother. Jason, grandmother in here. Everybody speak to grandmother. Everybody say hello. Greetings, salutations. I am not cussing right now. I am just talking about Elon Musk. Just talking about Elon Musk. Olivia tried to set me up and she must have knew it was coming, but I'll get her later. So, how do you all feel? How do you all feel? But more importantly, because I know most of the people that come into my lives at this time, we agree politically in most areas. We might have some differences that are just truly political. That is nothing more compromise in those areas. But I think we are moralistically on the same plane when it comes to understanding that Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin does not mean the average American any good. It's not just a thing they have with our government. They do not. Do you understand that China has sanctions? China is literally sanctioning state-sponsored hacking of United States systems, even down to phone services. Do you understand that? Billionaire baby with the Bronco. Yeah. Do you understand that? And the thing is that he's not going to be held accountable in any meaningful way. He is not, because this is the mistake that the United States has made in making Elon Musk. Don't make no mistake about it. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world because of the United States dependency and usage of on dependency on Elon Musk. From the Starlight to Tesla is just commercial. X commercial. But to understand that he has control of the space program's direction with SpaceX. I don't think people realize that. That SpaceX is what truly gives SpaceX and the Starlink, especially when he's replacing world government satellites, because it's easier and cheaper for them to buy a subscription to Elon Musk's satellite than it is to build and put their own satellites into space. Understand it. This is how I when I heard this over 10 years ago, I said, this is going to be a big problem because you're turning over communications and space exploration in low Earth orbit and to the moon to basically private industry that will have no obligations to governments. Wonder if this is why he was saying if he lose. Yes, Cam. Now you get it. This is what I'm saying. This makes so much sense when you listen to that conversation he had with Tucker Carlson when they were talking about Kamala Harris. This makes so much sense because, and in the video I talked about it, I said I called Tucker Carlson the mouthpiece for Vladimir Putin, and I should have called Elon Musk his hand. I wish I would have had the foresight to know that then. Even, but to think that Elon Musk is in bed with Vladimir Putin and Trump admires Vladimir Putin and has said that he would end the war in Ukraine the first when he first get into office. To have that kind of influence, Vladimir Putin, and let me explain something for y'all who don't know. You understand that before Vladimir Putin became the president of dictator for life of Russia, Vladimir Putin was a KGB agent. You do know that, right? He was a KGB agent. He was a KGB agent when in 1989 when the wall came down. He was actually stationed in Berlin. Vladimir Putin literally has hated the United States no matter what. I remember watching him come to the United States under President Bush and hanging out in Washington and hanging out in Hollywood and singing in his bad broken English and trying to be charming. And I'm watching this like, are y'all for real? You all are literally, did you all not watch Dr. Zhivago? Do you all not know who the KGB are? He's trained manipulator, all sorts. I'm sure Donald Trump is easy for him, but I'm sure he's easy, especially when Donald Trump just wants attention. Donald Trump is not even a hard man to manipulate. First thing you got to do is just praise him. Putin took out an apartment building to get put in power. Listen, listen. Everything Putin has been accused of doing is not subjective. From the murder of Uvalde to he has a strategy. He has strategy, and to think that he doesn't just because Donald Trump is who he is. Vladimir Putin has been in the game a long time, and people don't even realize if you follow the track of what Vladimir Putin is doing since he invaded Crimea, and his invasion of the Ukraine, people don't realize the invasion of the Ukraine started in 2014. Who remembers that? The invasion of Ukraine started in 2014 at the time when he took Crimea. That's what people talk about. Oh, the invasion of Ukraine. Invasion of Ukraine it didn't matter how many, or it didn't matter how The sanctions that Biden, that I thought was a bad decision, that he removed from the company that was building the oil well, I mean the oil pipeline. Yeah, it didn't matter. Vladimir Putin's whole thing is to reconsolidate the USSR. When the wall fell and all those 26 satellite countries dropped out and they separated themselves from the USSR, that is all Vladimir Putin is trying to recover with his actions in Jordan, his actions in Georgia, his actions in Crimea, his actions in threatening Poland. He wants to rebuild and restore Russia to its greatness that it was when it was the USSR. Yeah, in Georgia. You don't, and I'm not talking about Georgia in the United States. Georgia, Georgia. He wants Poland, right? He wants the Baltics. Why? Why can't he? Why do you think he can't? Because he's only thing holding Vladimir Putin back is the fact that the Ukraine is a harder target than he thought it was. I'm convinced that Vladimir Putin expected to be able to take the Ukraine within a couple of months and to continue on his campaign. The only thing that stopped him was Western foreign aid. The only thing. And now that Kim Jong Il has released the UK, what about the UK? What about the UK? Are we talking about the same UK that was in a trilateral agreement with France and Poland to come to Poland's aid in any case that it was invaded or any aggressive action by Germany in 1939? We talking about that same UK? Are we talking about that same UK? Geopolitical history is my thing. We can talk because that UK is only interested in preserving its own self interest. That UK is the UK that turned its back on its agreement to come to Polish aid if they were ever invaded by Germany. And in September 1939, when Germany marched into Poland, the UK said, maybe if we give him what he wants, he'll go away. That's where the whole idea concept of appeasing a dictator came from. Because England, UK, attempted to appease Adolphus and just let him have Poland. And what they showed him was you all were weak. And he made sure after he took Poland, he started the Zephyr onto you on England, and he marched into Alsace Lorraine and was part of France and took that from them. And he didn't care about taking the UK. He just wanted to bomb them into oblivion. He just wanted to bomb them into oblivion. So understand that the only thing that, if you really want to get truthful about it, the only thing that has slowed Vladimir Putin's march down is the Ukraine, the will and the heart of the Ukrainian people, and weapons. And I have left, still here wondering it, still here working and listening. All right, Reese. So you all understand that? Okay. So don't talk to me about the UK. Yeah, yeah. Everybody but me was late tonight. I was here, and everybody else was late. I just wanted to go on official record. And if you let's give them the F-15s. We're gonna be retired. Yes. Damn. Can y'all mind y'all own business? Yeah, Rain, you wasn't late. You were on time. But they are talking about putting boots on the ground. Who? Listen, let me ask you something. Who is quivering in their boots at the thought of the United Kingdom putting boots on the ground? Where you gonna put them at? Now, don't get me wrong. This is why Vladimir Putin. Now, Vladimir Putin does fear NATO. He does fear NATO. And that's why he is also backing Donald Trump because he wants Donald Trump to withdraw the United States from NATO. Because under the NATO charter as it stands, the charter that the only time that has been exercised the full weight of NATO in its history was on 9/11. So guess what? If a NATO country calls us to its aid, we have no choice but to respond by treaty. And unlike the UK, and the UK is going to respond because they know the United States is coming. But if it was left up to the UK, they would do the same thing they did in 1939 and hope for better results. Don't get me started. NATO is one of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization is is fearsome, but only because of the presence of the United States. And to understand that that doesn't and but I still think this is the thing. NATO could still beat Russia at this point without the United States because of Germany. But here's my thing about that. We know Germany's propensity once they start and no one's there to keep them in check. And far right wing extremism is on the rise in Germany. But far right extremists in Germany hate Russia also. So you understand that in World War II and World War One, Germany was our Russia was our allies against Germany. Germany been aching for some get back every since, right? So while Germany, United Germany, and the forces of NATO could keep Russia from invading Europe or Poland, they couldn't keep Russia from you reuniting the parts of the country that the parts of the fallen USSR that Putin wants because they're not NATO countries. The Warsaw Pact. That's what you are going to. That's what Putin wants to get back to a counter to NATO. Is the Warsaw Pact. If you don't know what the Warsaw Pact is, look it up. They'll all be in one place at the same time. I've never. Greetings and salutations. They could hold Poland probably. Yeah, they could hold Poland, and NATO could easily hold Poland if they didn't just as long as Germany is a part of it, they could easily. Don't get the country with the country with the best weapons that are not dependent upon United States aid is Germany. I don't think people understand that. Germany second, now we can talk about more larger militaries. That might be the only thing that would hinder Germany is the size of their military. But the technology at their disposal, if you were here earlier, we were talking about the difference in the Sudanese armed forces and the rapid response armed forces in Sudan, and what makes it a stalemate is because the Sudanese army controls the air force. Yeah, yeah. And also, let's not forget, Germany is a nuclear power. Germany is a nuclear power, and Russia, for all its bluster, is getting weapons from North Korea right now. The Leo is honestly a tougher tank than the Abrams. Yes, and for that terrain, I will take the I will take the Leo in that terrain. I'm taking the Abrams in more because it'd be more urban settings to fight through in Europe. But I would take the Abrams in more open settings. Yeah, I would take the Abrams. But I wouldn't take the Abrams against Shredder missiles though. I don't care what. Yeah, I'm not taking either one of them against Shredder missiles. I do think the Leo has a better evasion system though, and there are a lot more modern and newer Leos. For, but you understand that we also have in development that people don't realize that $60 billion y'all talking about the Ukraine got, that's going into development of new tanks also in the United States, because we're giving them the old stuff. Right. In modern warfare, you have to control the sea and the air more than you have to control the ground. And since the United States has more aircraft carriers than the next 10 countries combined, that's what makes us a superpower. And those aircraft carriers carry aircraft. It's not just the firepower associated with the accompaniment of destroyers and frigates and submarines is also the fact that these aircraft carrier have aircraft, long-term range aircraft that are able to deliver um, missiles and Moabs on a moment's notice. Yes, but see, even with the upgrade to the M1, it's still. And I hate to say this, people gonna get mad at me, but the Air Force and the Navy can basically take over any country on this planet by itself. The Army is just if you want to hold it for any amount of time. And the safer countries are the ones that'll be further away from the ocean or a military base. If we have a base in the area, especially not an air base, but an air group in the area, yeah, I tell people I might be critical of a lot of things about the United States, but the United States, hands down, has the best military. It's just that they just do not unleash it because if you want to be honest about it, the wars we have fought that lasted 20 years only because they made money, but trust me, trust me. If the United States wanted to end the existence of an enemy hiding out in the mountains of Afghanistan, we could have did that in 2 days. Afghanistan mountains would be a plateau. I don't care how many caves you got in the mountains. Literally, the United States military, without even going nuclear, has the ability to level a mountain range. I'm just saying. Without putting one boot on the ground, the United States military has the ability to level a mountain range. The submarine wagon group finding out what happens when the Air Force doesn't hold out. Right, right. So part of the I'm fascinated by military, but I also understand the true extent of the American military. That's why I tell people sometimes we accuse our military as bad actors in it. Yes, we have bad Marines, we have singularly bad things, but a lot of things that people be talking about, like our withdrawal from Afghanistan, why was it so chaotic, and why wasn't it done better? Because of rules of engagement. Anybody know what the rules of engagement were in Afghanistan that stopped them from being they were not even allowed rules of engagement stopped you from treating your enemy like the enemy was treating you. We don't have a weakness to China. China doesn't have enough aircraft carriers to deposit any people on the east coast or west coast of the United States. And because the Monroe and the Truman Doctrine, they're not going to put any military bases that we're not going to destroy if they try putting them in South America, Central America, or anywhere that allows them a launch pad into the United States. Unlike we do when we have military bases literally all around China and Russia from other countries that we can launch an attack from. The Truman Doctrine, Monroe Doctrine will not allow that. That was the whole thing with Kennedy and the Khrushchev missile crisis. We were not going to let um, Russia put nuclear missiles in Cuba, no matter what Cuba said. Yeah, our we don't have a weakness in China because you can't get they can't beat our air force. Yeah, we can lose some people to um, intercontinental ballistic missiles, but we you understand how much people talk about the Iron Dome of Israel? People don't realize that we have something similar to that in the United States. We just never have to use it. But we have a similar system because that system that Israel has over that small area, the United States designed it. It's supported by United States munitions. United States Cheyenne Mountain is the truth. Like I say, when you understand the whole defensive capabilities of our country, you understand that we have natural borders in the Atlantic and the Pacific. We're not going to allow anybody to station weapons of our hostile allies, I mean hostile opponents in Canada or Mexico or anywhere in South America. We're not going to allow it. You thought the CIA in the 80s was bad. You let China try to sneak some weapons and build a military installation in Panama. Y'all know I'm a student of war. So war wise, United States is it as far as if it's you all just not have not seen a military, the United States military unchecked. You have never seen that in a whole war. You have seen it slightly in responses, but you have never seen the United States military truly unchecked. Because truly unchecked, the United States military is not an invading force, it is a destructive force. It is a force of destruction. Ronald Reagan told you all in the 80s what he would do. He told you all. He told you all. He told Iran. He told the Middle East. And this is one thing I will give him credit for, right? He told the Middle East. He said, if you attack, he told Iran this. Remember now, he told the Shah this. I mean, he told the Caliphate this when they took the hostages. He told you all, if you don't have them hostages released by the time I become president, this is after the election, when that hostages spent all of those that over a year in captivity during the President Carter's administration, when our military couldn't even mount a rescue, Reagan told them. He said, if those hostages are not released by the time I take office, my first act as president will be to turn your country into a sheet of glass. Y'all remember? Anybody old enough to remember this? Ronald Reagan told, if you don't have the hostages released by the time I take oath of office, I will turn your country into a sheet of glass. And who do you think was going to stop him? Who do you think could have stopped him? 4 minutes GCPR. Hope you're enjoying the conversation. But who do you think was going to stop him? Tell me, who did you think was going to stop the United States if they decided to turn? Who do you think going to stop the United States if they decide to turn any country into a sheet of glass? And they wouldn't aim after the depend on the intercontinental ballistic missiles in the United States. We have Trident class submarines that even some people in the military generals don't know what part of the ocean they're in at any time until they get the order to fire. Trident class submarines with nuclear warhead tipped ICBMs. That's the truth. So I tell you, like I say, we have rarely seen the United States military just left without rules of engagement that include. See, the United States tries to use its military to invade or to stabilize. But if the United States military got to the order to destroy and the rules of engagement was not combatant but true enemy, you see a whole different thing. There's not one country that in and of itself could stand against us if we decide to take it out. And because of mutual assured annihilation, people, it's from Reagan's Operation Spoil Sport, nuclear war is not a reality. Nuclear mutual assured annihilation is. There's no such thing as a nuclear war between two nuclear powers. All you're going to have is mutually assured annihilation. That's it. So, if you want to live in that fantasy of thinking about civilization surviving an exchange of nuclear weapons between two nuclear powered countries, over distance, we would survive the exchange between Pakistan and India. Now, Pakistan and India wouldn't survive, but the rest of the world would. Our background rads would go up. We really could. We would have to be careful and see what kind of radiation was dumped into the ocean, into certain fish. But as far as that, we could survive that. The world does not, civilization, the world will still survive. The world, we need to understand when man talks about the world, he talks about it as if the world is dependent upon him. No, the world would survive. Civilization as we know it would not. All right, TCPR. I am being told that it's over now. It is a 10:59. I'm gonna go on and log out because I don't know if my chief of security is going to make me play a movie tonight, but he wants me to play a movie, so I'll check in with him. All right, GCPR. Thank you for joining us. If you want to hear the rest of the conversation, come on over to my pages, and you can hear me rant and rave about Elon Musk and the situation. And if not, no, Olivia, I'm not doing a 3 hour exit. I got to go at least a minute over. I was late, so I got to give them an extra minute. But yeah, if y'all want to come over and hear the rest of the conversation, come on over. Tomorrow's Friday night, so we're gonna have an abbreviated show because I know we're gonna play a movie in bootleg movie theater, so it'll be 10 to 10:30 tomorrow night, and we're out of here. GCPR. Thank you for joining us. Peace. I think the people I really think the audience from around the world understand what I talk about when we talk about um, American imperialism versus the truth. I think they understand more than Americans do. Americans don't see America the way the rest of the world sees it. America doesn't see America has doesn't have to deal with the fact that the cities in your country could be or have been bombed. And I mean recently. I'm not talking about the Civil War. And that's not even close to what other countries in Europe and Africa experience on a regular basis. In South America, when they are constantly at war. United States has been constantly at war ever since its creation. But after the Civil War, there was never a war that actually touched American soil. As long as we were in war in Afghanistan and Iraq, none of those wars spilt over into our homeland. That's why I think Americans have a certain jadedness about war because they don't see the effects. They see the effects on the news in another country. They see the bombings we do in Syria. They see the bombings of neighborhoods that take place in Iraq, Afghanistan. They see Yemen. They see all these places as far away. They don't ever get to experience what war is like up close and personal, unless you serve in the military, and then you only get to see it in other countries. You, if something happens in the United States, it's domestic terrorism more than it is foreign terrorism. So other the field, but we did this to ourselves. Yeah. So a lot of that, but you already made up for it all the only times you were in. I could pay more attention to the comments now. Um, I have spoken to people about it. Could you imagine worrying about a boom while right? It's like being in California, right? Earthquake happens a certain nature. It's just like you just keep going. Now imagine how you would feel going to work in the morning yesterday when 20 missiles were fired into your city. Do you understand how crippled Americans would be in the face of that? When I look at people in Kiev and they're going to work and they just had to shelter in place or run to their basement the night before because Russia was shelling apartment complexes in the area, and tomorrow you gotta be at work. Do you think how many Americans do you think are built for that? Did we help Israel become a nuclear power, or were they determined to do it then? Yeah, both two things can be true at the same time, Cab. Two things can be true at the same time, and your statement is true on both accounts. It's true on both accounts. They were determined, and we helped them. As a matter of fact, all our allies, we basically helped. All our allies that have nuclear capabilities, we helped, and all the ones who don't, China helped. China helped. The only reason, with the exception of Iran, because China doesn't like Iran either. And China doesn't trust. China hasn't helped the North Korea with his nuclear program because they don't trust North Korea. They use them, but they don't trust North Korea with nuclear weapons. No sane person trusts somebody like Iran or North Korea with no sane person trust them with nuclear weapons. They don't even trust them with nuclear fissionable materials because Iran, the first thing they would build, even if they couldn't build a nuclear bomb, they would build a dirty bomb. I call off in heartbeat and already be out of town. Oh, that job could be there somewhere else. See, that's the thing, right? No sane person should trust Israel with them either. I feel you, but let me break it down to this like this, Cam. Let me break it down. This is Israel's dilemma, right? Um, Israel's dilemma with using nuclear weapons on its neighbors is that they're their neighbors, and winds blow the same all over the place. If 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 Israel would have to be really desperate to really nuke one of its neighbors, because they're going to have to deal with the fallout and the radiation also. So that, trust me, if Israel could have got away with it, they would have. And then Israel, also like Gaza and all those places, Israel wants to colonize those. So you can't nuke somewhere you want to colonize, and then you can't nuke anywhere that you also don't want to experience the effect of nuclear blowback. United States and China, oh well, Russia, they can get it. That is the disadvantage of not being neighbors, but because Russia have no qualms or China have no qualms about um, bombing the United States if it wasn't for the fact that they knew that would mean the end of their existence also. That's why I talk about mutual assured annihilation. Russia and China understand that serious talk of nuking the United States would result in the end of their existence as they know it. Russia has nothing. The United States could shoot down some incoming ICBMs. As a matter of fact, one thing about the Iron Dome, remember this, and one thing about my insistence that we shouldn't have allowed space to be controlled by private enterprise in such low orbit is because of the fact that ICBMs are going to be shot down in the upper atmosphere. They're going to be shot down in the upper atmosphere. We're going to respond to intercontinental ballistic missiles in the upper atmosphere. So those are going to be. But United States has a better chance. I don't know. I'm going to reserve opinion until I see what the capabilities of supersonic missiles actually are, as opposed to what people are actually saying about them. Supersonic missiles are a game changer, but you can best believe the United States already has supersonic missiles. I believe the United States has been had supersonic missiles. Um, but here's my thing: the supersonic missiles require an atmosphere to travel in. So, can they be used to intercept intercontinental ballistic missiles in their arc area? That's what I doubt. I doubt. But I guarantee you that there's a way to use the supersonic propulsion system to target, especially with AI now, to target intercontinental ballistic missiles. And the United States is good at defense services. Yeah, hypersonic. Yeah, I call them supersonic. Hypersonic. Yeah. If nuclear weapons are not an issue, the new AI killer robots are a serious. They are a serious issue for localized because you were talking about this today, and I was watching that. I was watching what you were talking about, but I realized that Israel use is using those. I'm sure Iran has them also because that type of technology is not that complicated. You put some facial recognition technology on an AI controlled drone, and it becomes a kill machine. You can literally program it for exactly who you want or what you want taken out. Collateral damage is also going to be, um, yeah. But see, that's the thing. Drones, period. Drones, listen, listen. This is what I would not like to see. I would not like to see the miniaturization of nuclear fission married with a drone. That's what I would not like to see. Because then you could have limited scale nuclear war because it could be confined to a mile or two. Putin said whoever wins the AI race controls the world. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that because what do you mean when you say win the AI race? I don't know what that means. And that's why I'm not sure about it. Because is winning the AI race creating an AI that can think for itself, independent of human interaction? Is that what winning the AI race looks like? Because in that case, I don't think whoever win, if that's the goal for winning, I don't think the person that creates it wins or controls the world. They just have to hope that the AI that is able to learn and control on its own happens to agree with the principles that they embrace. You could technically create an AI, if we're going that far, that doesn't share your beliefs enough to enact all of them. It's a possibility. We always talk about the dystopia that we could create with AI. There's a possibility that we could create an AI that says, you know what, you humans are fucked up, and left to your own devices, you're going to destroy yourselves. So there's certain things I'm just going to take off the table. I'm not going to control you, but I'm going to limit your ability to destroy your whole civilization. Why can't we envision an AI like that? Every time I hear people talk about AI, they talk about everything horrible that could happen. And that tells me a lot about the people talking about AI. They talk about everything that could happen horribly. But if you remember, when we first found nuclear energy, everybody was the world shouldn't exist by now. Maybe AI would turn on you. That that's not new. That we've been thinking that. Oh, you can go back to HAL. You can go back to 2001, A Space Odyssey. Even before true AI existed, just the concept of it. Humans have a low expectation of reality. No matter how much reality is proved. Like I say, I remember looking at history. Trains were going to be the death of us. Cars were going to be the death of us. Radio waves were going to be the death of us. Nuclear power was going to be the death of us. And we're still here. Don't get me wrong, we are horrible to ourselves, but I don't know. I don't think AI is our greatest threat more than I think is the people who control. I would rather have an AI that we couldn't control than an AI that we did control. The idea of Elon Musk controlling AI robots terrifies me because of who Elon Musk is. But the idea of Michelle Obama controlling AI robots, I wouldn't even give a second thought to. I'd be like, okay, sounds good to me. Michelle Obama controls AI. I'm good with that. It still comes down to the people. It still comes down to the people. I think we're going to worry about climate change over AI. I think AI could help us with climate change left unchecked. I actually think if and people this is gonna make some people this is what people mad. That's a good point. People try to scare us about every advance of technology. What Jazz? I didn't know you were over there, Jazz. Yes, every advance of technology that we have had in this country's history, people have tried to frighten us with it. Even in medicine. Don't get me wrong. I read medical apartheid. I understand the system that is experimenting on marginalized groups of people around the world. It's not medicine that's the problem. I don't trust white people with medicine, and I'm talking about the collective oppressor. If y'all have to understand, if you're going to be in my life, there are people that are white and there are people that happen to be white. You learn your place. Just like you hear me talk about Rocky Raccoons in the same way I talk about white people. I talk about them the same. So at the end of the day, I don't trust those in service to the patriarchal, oppressive system that presently exists with technology. I trust technology. I trust technology. I just don't want. I won't put a robot in my house that was designed by Elon Musk. No, but Michelle Obama was the brain plant for it. Yeah, they come in. They come in. The amount of complex math that AI can do so quickly could hopefully help us understand what we need. Yes, I took the DNA test and I'm 100%. I took a DNA test and I'm 100% that Negro. That's me. Uh, I so agree with you. Elon would send a robot to unalive us. Yeah, Elon. Elon is like I say. There are just some social paths that wear it too well. They just wear it too well. Um, yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Just wouldn't. Wouldn't. I don't even like Cybertrucks. I don't like any. I don't want a Tesla. If you gave me a Tesla, I would raffle it off to feed the homeless. I would never drive it. I would. Somebody come get this Tesla and put it somewhere. We're gonna raffle it off. If Elon do it, then I'm going underground and get in. Like, Elon would be like, I remember TNathan and Petra. They annoy me on X. Get rid of them. Exactly. Exactly. Annoying is the reason. Now it'd be different if I had actually done something to eat. And I guess really in his mind it would be doing something. So I can't say that because yes, I would use technology also to get rid of those that threaten the communities that we try to build. So it's a reality. I just I just don't think if we use our technology in service to ending oppression and building something that works for all of us, I'm all for that, however it looks. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite with you. I'm telling you that I would use technology in service to actually creating the planet that I know we could. Right. Exactly. But I also believe by the same token, Jazzy, we need to learn to control technology. I don't think out the right answer is to bury our head in the sand and pretend like it's not going to exist. That's why when I hear people talk about AI and they'll say, well, I don't like AI. And I was like, there's a lot of things I don't like if you want to be technical about it. Even though I am proficient with a pew pew, I am hella proficient with one. That's metal, but I don't like them. I wish we lived in a world that we didn't need them, but we don't. That's wishing is not reality. I like AI's potential, but I also believe that we have to become. It's like my phone, right? I have AI on my phone. I have Google's listening to me right now, right? And people be like, "Oh, you got Google? Don't you worry about them recording your conversation." I'm like, listen, listen. I literally carry a tracking device around with me every day. Two of them. I have a smart home, and the day if I don't understand the limitations of the technology we have, then how am I expected to navigate the world with it? Like Petra was talking about, we read articles like this, like when she was to send me the article on the drones, and I started thinking about it, and I say, this is the natural progression. Then you know what my mind also starts thinking about? How to beat it. How to beat it if I needed to. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing I don't believe. Um, for me, it might not work for other people. I have taken many psychological tests. I have taken many psychological tests just because I wanted to see what people's assertion of me was based upon the answers I would give or their attempt to profile me. The only person who's ever got my psychology, my pathos down correctly was my mother and grandmother. That's it. None of these psychologists, none of their tests, none of them have got my pathos down. They told me, well, because you do this, this is what I think you. No, because I actively have always worked to counter. I actively do. Just let the robots wander the woods like but I also see the when I come across technology and other people are talking in fear of it, I say it's going to be not only that, but you all see the cycle we're on that things become reality. It used to take 100 years, then it took 50 years, then it took 25 years. We're at the point we're talking. You all remember when VR technology was first just talked about VR. We were watching movies like Tron. Tron was our idea of VR. Now we're making movies with VR. Now we're going and buying the Oculus Rift for $239. And that has been within a few years, 12 years, 15 years. We are watching. I would tell people all the time, I have 1 terabyte. I have a 1 terabyte older drive that I used to have, external drive, right? And it's about. I would show it to you, but it's like behind here that's connected. But it's a square 1 terabyte. I want to show you something. You see this? You see this little connector there? Guess how many terabytes this is? Guess how many terabytes this is? Now y'all remember the ones that used to be the square and they were just 1 terabyte? Hmm. Keep going. 5 terabytes? Nope. There you go, Petra. This is 10 terabytes. I can store everything I have on every device I have. Every 1 terabyte storage I have. I can store everything that I have on this right here. Matter of fact, I do. 10 terabytes. Do you understand? I mean, and don't get me wrong. This is experimental. I was asked to use it, but it hasn't. It has done everything I have wanted. I have every video I have ever made on here. Every video I have ever made is on here. I put every video across my social media accounts that I've ever had on here. I have everything from my phones on here. I have everything from my computer on there. And let me tell you this. Ask me how much time it took me to download everything from these devices. Ask me how long it took me. I would hook it up to the external hard drive. Uh, I feel you on that. I use the cloud also, but I feel like, does it depend on your Wi-Fi? No, this is a direct hookup. Petra, in 20 minutes, I downloaded everything. It say 30 minutes because I stopped. I didn't. If you don't watch it, it happens so fast. You'll still have it hooked up, and you could have been hooked something up. I was saying 30 minutes. I downloaded everything I have on my 2 terabytes, 1 terabyte external drives. I downloaded everything I had on my phones. I downloaded everything I have in cloud storage. Everything. My whole digital footprint, my entire digital footprint in my life is right here. Right here. Everything. I have documents on there and I indexed it. I have documents on there from all the documents I have. I have a birth certificate on there. I have pictures. Oh, yeah. I got all my pictures. Every picture I've taken in life that I've had in digital space is on there. And I still have come nowhere near filling it up. That's the thing. I do have it organized, Petra. I have it organized based upon now. I can go into it and organize it any kind of way I want to. Organization would take the longest because it is so much information. I have it organized now based upon the device that it was on. I didn't organize it differently. I can, and when I'm bored, have time, which is never, I probably would. But keyword searches is all it takes to, if I do a keyword search, it brings up everything under the keyword search. That's the one thing that I did when I was talking about it to the person um, that wanted me to use it. I talked about the fact that organization, if guess what would be, guess would be able to organize this in seconds. Guess what would be able to organize this in seconds? If this came with a built-in AI, if it came with a built-in AI, and I know it will, it can eventually. If I could just plug this up and it just asked me questions about how I want things organized and what my organization parameters were, it would organize everything I put into it. 10 terabytes. Think about that. I don't think I was supposed to talk about it, but they didn't tell me not to talk about it. They just asked me not. They made me not to. I can't give it away, um, and I can't give it to anybody. I could talk about it. I can't tell you the designer right now because it is beta. It is beta, and hey, photo Alexa, find me the picture. Yes, 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 and just think, and just think. This is what I can't get over. The size. Look at the size. Look at the size of it. So if this is 10, you could make something. We talk about flash drives. A flash drive, you plug it up and it downloads some files. And, you see them in spy movies. You put them in there and they download the files, right? You could make easily a 1 terabyte flash drive. Yes. You could really make a 1 terabyte flash drive with this technology. Oh, and let me tell you the other thing. Let me tell you the other. I wish I could show you. I, let me see if I can show you something. I got to be careful what I bring up. I don't want y'all to see all my personal life, but I want you to see. I want to see if I can do this safely. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Ah, mm, mm-mm. Mhm. Mm. I just took over my computer. All right, I think I can show you this. Mm. I don't think I can show you this. Well, anyway, it's it has. If you got it, say if you stole it from me, right? Say if you stole it from me, you can't access it. You can't access it. You could hook it up to your computer, and it's not it's, you can't access it without the proper encryption code. And it's not just a password. Also, my this screen is touch screen, so I have to literally touch it. That's another thing. I'm going to sleep, sir. Guess I'm sorry. You know what? Are you working tomorrow? You working tomorrow, Chief of Security? What time you get off work tomorrow? What time you get off work tomorrow? What time you get off? All right, tomorrow night we're gonna have two movies, y'all. We're gonna play, unless my Chief of Security get off early, get off 6 my time. You want to watch the movie before or after 9 o'clock? After 10, you want to watch it before or after? You want to watch it like it's 7 o'clock Central Standard Time? Oh, okay. I know my Chief of Security. I got. So you want to watch it for? All right. So text me when you get off work, and I'll put Transformers One on bootleg movie theater, and then the rest of us Transformers One. This is blurred. I know everybody's not a blurred. Cam, what time you get off? Central Standard Time. I know Penelope wants to see it. So I plan on 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. That'll give me enough movie time so I don't be too late. All right. Well, if not, I will always play it again for you, Cam. Any movie y'all want to see, I own them now, so it's not like I can't play them more than once. But I got Transformers One, and we're gonna play that tomorrow at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. If you want to join me, and then tomorrow night we'll be on some Halloween type horror shit. I don't know. Terrific. Has anybody else seen the terrific movies? The terrific movies, the clown movies. They got one, two, and three. Do you like them? Okay. I don't know. I got the new one, but I watched the first two. Um, yeah, I wasn't really scared or anything, and I don't like clowns. I don't like clowns, but y'all have to understand when I say I don't like something, it doesn't necessarily mean I'm scared of it. It means that I might react to it differently. I don't react to clowns in the way most people. I'm suspect. I'm suspicious of clowns. That's the best way to put it. Yeah, I'm suspicious of clowns. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I will talk to y'all later. I'll see y'all tomorrow night, 7. Any other movies you all want to see, we'll talk about it. I'm gonna watch It Was Agatha All Along. Yeah, I'm watching that tonight. Um, and we're gonna watch Transformers tomorrow. All right. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for joining me. Y'all have a good and safe night. Halloween ends. You want to see Halloween ends, Robert? I'll put it on the list for you, okay? Halloween ends. I'll put it on the list. Anybody else? Text me or text me or text